My name is Julian Gordon. I am the Vice President of Commercial Strategy and Strategic Partnerships at a digital health startup called 98.6. Directly from graduation, I started out at DaVita as a Redwoods associate, which is a leadership program, and transitioned into being a regional director. And you can think about that role as a mini CEO. I had a great time, learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about leadership, but I wanted to take a step further into the digital side of healthcare. With that passion, I decided to pivot into my current role at 98.6 as the strategy and strategic partnerships leader. And so a big part of what I'm doing is increase access to primary care in a way that is affordable. And the cool part is I get to do that with a bunch of really big companies and really big players in the healthcare industry along the way. As I think about what's coming down the pipeline in healthcare, many companies do digital health well, but few have found a way to take that and really differentiate themselves from the pack. Maybe selfishly, maybe aside from 98.6. In this digital health ecosystem, the second big thing that I expect to see is further consolidation. You have primary care, you have behavioral health, you have tobacco cessation, you have diabetes management. But if you're thinking about the patient and how they manage their care, it's confusing. And so the organization that can do that in a way that's unified and streamlined is the one that I think ultimately will win. And the question now is which horse is in the front of the race. Things that students should do for a world that is more digital. I think number one, you need to be cross-functional interaction. In the real world, that means that I'm working with my product team, my engineering team, legal, finance. I would also say it behooves students to understanding things like privacy, not to be an expert, but to be dangerous enough to know how to ask questions to make sure that you're doing right by the patients you serve. I would say the biggest piece of advice that I have for current students is to be curious. You don't know what you're going to be doing in 5 years, and I mean that in a good way. There are so many opportunities and resources and exciting things, both at Fuqua within the HSM program and at Big Duke. So you only serve yourself well when you start to think about the broader ecosystem, what your skill sets are, and what you can do to create impact outside the walls and halls of Fuqua.